What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Redline Racing Garage. So right now I am in the garage, and as you guys can tell by the title of this video, yes, we are already having issues with the CLS. So they're not really major issues, but they are starting to pop up here and there. And so a little backstory of the previous owner with the car. He kind of babied it. He never really got on it, and he never really drove it as much as he should. And now that it's in my hands and we are kind of pedal to the metal, taking it to, well, we took it once to the track and doing all these things to it, it only makes sense for something to actually start popping up. So there are some issues. So the first thing is first that I did notice there was a leak under the car. So one day I came and I noticed there was a leak. I was like, oh my god, what the hell? So I did check it. I took it to Oscar's shop. I put it on the lift, and I did notice that it started leaking somewhere around literally like this area, the bumper area. So I took off the engine cover underneath, and then I was checking it for maybe a good half an hour, and I couldn't find anything. I literally checked everywhere. Then I did notice that there were kind of dry little areas where the radiator was, like dry coolant. So literally that's the only thing that I could find. So assessing it, I did come to a conclusion that probably the rad needs to get replaced. Now it wasn't really, well, it isn't really cracked or anything. It's just where the plastic trimming on the side of the rad meet the actual rad itself, it's kind of starting to separate. So that's where it's starting to leak, and it's not a major leak. I'm not really losing a lot of coolant, but with this thing, I figure, you know what, we got to take care of it right away. I don't drive it as much as I should. I try to drive it at least once a day to kind of stretch its legs. I don't want this thing sitting. But with the leak now, I couldn't really drive it as much as I would want to. But nonetheless, we already have the rad over here. So I did order it online, and this is not a Chinese rad. Nothing on the CLS is coming in from China, nothing. So this is a OE part. So this is all original. It is from Nissan's or Nissan's, I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is the website. This is where I got it from. And then we can just kind of go ahead and open it. And here it is. So like I was telling you guys, the leak is somewhere from around right here, where the plastic meets the actual rad. Over time, these things, because how they're manufactured and the plastic kind of wraps around the actual rad itself, it with heat and time, it slowly starts to separate, and that's where the leak is coming from. So yes, we have a brand new rad for the CLS. Really nice packaging. It also does come with O-rings and gaskets and all that kind of stuff, and it is a brand new unit. So as soon as we can, we're gonna get this thing in. So that's one issue. That's just one issue that we're having. There is maybe one or two more. So the second one is that, okay, so I did assess this about a week ago or so, that it started to leak. I took it to Oscar's, we checked it out, and I figured out, yes, it's from the rad. And then maybe after a week, I drove it, instead of every day, I took it every other day, and not for far drives, just around the block, just to get this thing moving. And then I did notice a second leak. So the first leak, like I said, was in this area, obviously where the rad is located. And then I did notice like somewhere down the back, well, literally the leak was behind the wheel. So it might be another coolant hose. So this one was replaced by the previous owner from a Mercedes dealership, and I don't know, I still gotta assess it. But I was thinking, you know what, I know it's the rad, so I am gonna go order the rad, and then we can get this thing to a shop. We can actually start doing work on it, then we'll figure out exactly where the other leak is coming from. I think it's probably something small, like a coolant hose or a line or something like that, probably got cracked or something, I don't know. Because now we're kind of pushing the car and like I said, it hasn't really been pushed a lot by the previous owner. So yes, we're starting to find these little issues that probably already started to manifest, but because of the heavy foot and a little bit of all these things that we do here on this channel, yes, they're starting to creep up, but it's minor things. It's just a rad, a hose, and stuff like that. So knock on wood, so far so good. It's just little minor things. Now for the third thing, so the bulbs on this thing started to go. So I think it's this one here. So this one was starting to turn pink. So now the CLS has a pink eye. So we gotta address that as well. And then I did call up the Mercedes dealership, and one HID bulb is like over 600 bucks. And nope, I'm not spending 600 bucks on one bulb. No way. So I did order something else in, and I did order both, so both sides as a pair, because you can't go one or the other, or vice versa. You got, if you're doing one of them and it's totally something else like a aftermarket set, yes, you got to do both. So I did order these over here. I did quite some research, and this is what I got here. So we did get these in, and these are LED. So mind you that the CLS right now stock bulbs, they are HID. So I did a lot of research, and I didn't really want to go with an HID because they were super expensive, or they were super cheap and Chinese, and I did not want to do that. Like I said, I'm not putting anything Chinese on this car. So we got these here, and they are an LED conversion. So you plug in your stock harness that you have for the CLS, and then these actually convert the HID into a LED bulb. So that's what we're going to be installing. We're going to get that in. As for the rad, we're going to have to wait because, as you guys know, right now we're having holidays and Christmas, and the New Year is coming up. So my guy Oscar is really busy with his stuff, trying to get everything done before New Year, so he doesn't really have enough time to squeeze me in. And I don't really know anybody else off the top of my head that I trust to go and bring this car in. So we're not actually running this car, and we don't really need it to run. It's just a small little coolant leak, so it's not a big deal. I can start it up, I can drive it around, but I do want to take my time with this and give it to somebody that actually knows what they're doing. I could probably do the rad myself. I did look at it once once this car was on the hoist at Oscar's, and we were kind of talking, and he was kind of explaining to me exactly how, and it's not a hard job to do, but to be honest, I don't really want to start digging my own bare hands into the CLS without actually knowing exactly what to do. So I don't really feel comfortable doing it. I rather give it to somebody that knows exactly what they're doing, and it's not their first time like me, and get this thing all fixed up. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead, do the bulbs, put the bulbs in, and then hopefully everything else should be okay for now. The rad we're gonna go and install another day. We're gonna have to schedule a time. We're gonna check out that hose as well, get that all fixed up, and then this car should be good to go. All right, so the bulbs are all installed. Let's take a look. Wow. Wow, super bright. So I went with the 6000K. I didn't want to go 8 because they do tend to kind of go blue, and I don't want that. I want white because it matches the LEDs as well. And wow, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera, probably a lot of glare, but they look amazing. Wow. Not bad. I don't know, I think these LEDs are a lot stronger than HIDs. I don't know, in my opinion, guys. I don't know. There's a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people say, HID is better, stronger, and they look nicer. I don't know. I think these look really, really good. Super bright. Yeah, a lot of glare on the camera, guys. Hard to see. Really hard to see because they're so bright. But they are 6000K. super white and bright. Let's get some revs going. Man, that sound never gets old. That sound never gets old. Alright, but that should do it for the bulb install. All done. Now the next thing on the list is the rad. Gotta fix that up, and then the hose as well. So, but other than that, I think we should be good to go. I'm just really glad that I got the rad in, and as soon as Oscar has some time, we're gonna go and pop that in there, and then we should be good. Another really neat thing about this car, which I didn't know, so one of the subscribers that has subscribed after I started posting videos on the CLS, he actually lives like 2 blocks down, which is super hilarious. And his name is Dalton, and he came by, and he also has a CLS, the exact same one. So he did come by a couple times, and we kind of talked, and he was he actually owns his CLS a lot longer than I have, obviously, and he knows a lot about these cars. So I just I wanted to be like a sponge and just try to learn as much as I can from him. And what he did tell me, which I was so surprised, like again, this is my first German car, so this might be pretty normal to some of you. You probably already know that these German cars do that, or some do, some don't. I don't know, but I did learn that because he was talking to me about putting the rad in and all that stuff, and then he did tell me that this thing auto bleeds itself. I said, what? Auto bleeds? What the heck is this? Like, hey, I'm a Honda guy. You can't tell me about auto this, auto that. No way. What are you talking about? He said, yeah, he had the exact same problem. He had to replace his rad. He actually had the exact same problem, but on the other side of the rad. So I was like, okay, it's a common thing. But then when we started talking about it, he said, yeah, this thing, you should change it up, and then you should be good. You don't have to bleed it. I said, well, what do you mean you don't have to bleed it? Yeah, this thing auto bleeds itself. It has a little valve, and you know, you put in your rad, you fill it up, you drive it for about, I don't know, half an hour or so that day, and then in the morning you just fill it up, and then it's done. What? So really great that he actually like explained these things to me. I really appreciate that, because I'm new to the German car world, so I'm not exactly sure how these things go, and it's really nice to learn. And it's really nice for somebody to actually give you the knowledge, because not a lot of people want to give you the knowledge. So really cool guy, and he's probably watching. What's up, man? But yeah, so that's pretty much it on the CLS. We got to get this thing all fixed up. Hopefully sometime in the early new year, I don't know, like right after New Year's, we're probably gonna get this thing all fixed up, because I really enjoy driving this car. You don't understand, going from a Honda to a Mercedes on this kind of level, it's ridiculous. Like, it's a totally different world. I truly enjoy driving this car on the street. But yeah, so that'll pretty much do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.